Good evening and thank you for joining us. The new coronavirus outbreak has passed a grim milestone tonight. After a brief respite, the number of new cases has risen again. At least 36,000 people are infected, including 3 more on the quarantined Diamond Princess cruise ship. Chinese authorities say 81 more people have died in China, bringing the death toll to at least 800. That surpasses the 774 deaths recorded globally during the 2002-2003 SARS outbreak. One of the most recent deaths in Wuhan, a U.S. citizen. This 60-year-old is believed to be the first American to die from the new coronavirus. Meanwhile, more than 200 Canadians are under quarantine tonight at CFB Trenton after being airlifted out of China. Dozens more remain in the epicentre of the outbreak, waiting for government help to get home. Couteur explains when they might return to Canada and what they can expect when they get here.
I am prepared for the worst, but I'm hoping for the best.
These are tense times for Amelia Pan. Her husband caught the coronavirus while in Wuhan, China, with their 2-year-old daughter. The toddler missed the first Canadian evacuation flight because she had a fever. She's better now, and Pan is hoping the government will help get her home.
Hopefully they can find somebody to act as a temporary custodian for my daughter, Serena.
It's unclear if the federal government will even consider that. Pan would go get her daughter herself, but no commercial flights are allowed into Wuhan. Meanwhile, the 213 Canadians and those with permanent resident status in quarantine at CFB Trenton are getting used to their new surroundings and routines, which does include a bit of time outside. Now, movements are still restricted, but for Myriam Larouche, it's better than being in China.
But here, I know that in 14 days, I'm going to be out. I'm going to be with my friends and my family.
Larouche and the others are expected to get some company next week. That's when another 150 Canadian citizens and people with permanent resident status who are still in Wuhan, China, could be airlifted back home on a second government charter.
The time between the last flight and the next one will allow us really to be in touch with everyone, making sure that when our second Canadian plane leaves Wuhan, that everyone who wants to come back home can come back home.
Canadian officials are also keeping an eye on 3 cruise ships in Asia which have been halted, 2 placed in quarantine. According to the different cruise lines, there are more than 550 Canadians on those vessels, and 7 have tested positive for the coronavirus. Those people have been removed and are now in hospital. American Matthew Smith is on the Diamond Princess, and he says the crew has been great, but they've been told the ship's clinic is very busy and they have to monitor themselves.
We were given the thermometers, and the captain asked us to self-test several times a day, and if the temperature was 37.5 centigrade or above, to report to the medical center.
One of the 3 ships isn't being allowed to dock in Japan, even though there are no confirmed cases of the virus on board. Our Foreign Affairs Minister spoke to the CEO of that cruise line and was told that everything is being done to ensure the health and safety of Canadians on board the ship. Robin.
Couteur in Ottawa. Thanks, Mike.